Hello everyone. Let's begin our second session of Scalp and Hair Care Science. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to reflect on what we covered last time. In our first session, we explored the structure of the scalp and how it plays a crucial role in protecting the head and supporting hair growth. Today, we'll take that foundation and go deeper by looking into one of the biggest concerns people face today, hair loss. In modern society, hair loss is not just a physical condition. For many, it's an emotional struggle. In fact, studies show that people experiencing hair loss often report lower self-esteem and higher stress levels. It can affect everything from social confidence to job interviews and even relationships. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine a man in his early 30s working in a corporate office. Every morning, he spends extra time styling his hair to hide a receding hairline. He avoids bright lighting and overhead views in meetings. When colleagues joke about baldness, he smiles politely, but inside, he feels anxious and even embarrassed. This daily stress, although invisible to others, affects his mental health, his focus at work, and his overall self-image. Women, too, are deeply affected. A woman noticing hair thinning around her part may avoid tying her hair back, switch shampoos frequently, or even stop going to salons out of fear or shame. For many, hair is strongly tied to identity, beauty, and confidence. This is why learning how to diagnose and manage scalp and hair conditions is so important, not just for aesthetic reasons, but for the emotional and psychological well-being of our future clients. So today, we're going to explore the causes and early signs of hair loss and begin to understand how we, as beauty professionals, can support and guide individuals going through this difficult journey. Let's get started. The structure of the scalp is essential not only for its protective role, but also for its contribution to hair aesthetics and scalp health. Anatomically, the scalp is composed of 5 distinct layers, each with specialized roles that support the biological and functional demands of the head and hair. These 5 layers include 1. Skin. This outermost layer contains hair follicles, sweat glands, and sebaceous glands. It serves as a barrier against environmental irritants and microorganisms while supporting hair shaft emergence and skin hydration. 2. Connective tissue. Positioned directly beneath the skin, this layer is dense and fibrous, packed with blood vessels and nerves. It plays a critical role in supplying nutrients and oxygen to the hair follicles and ensuring the scalp's sensitivity and responsiveness. Each of these layers contributes to specific physiological roles, such as protection from physical trauma, support for blood flow, mobility, and anchoring of hair structures. Moreover, they influence how the scalp reacts to cosmetic treatments, external stress, and manual manipulation, such as massage or styling. Understanding this layered anatomy is crucial for beauty professionals, trichologists, and medical practitioners alike. It enhances the ability to perform scalp treatments safely and effectively, while also fostering a deeper appreciation of how scalp health directly supports healthy hair growth, aesthetic outcomes, and overall wellness. 3. Aponeurosis, Galea aponeurotica. This tough fibrous sheet connects the frontalis and occipitalis muscles. It provides structural support and stability, allowing coordinated movement of the scalp and assisting with facial expression. 4. Loose connective tissue, often referred to as the sliding layer. This layer permits movement of the upper layers over the skull. It also contains small blood vessels and lymphatics and is known to be a vulnerable zone for the spread of infections or fluid accumulation in trauma cases. 5. Pericranium. The innermost layer, fibrous membrane, covers the outer surface of the skull bones. It supports bone health and participates in the repair of cranial injuries or fractures. The scalp structure is crucial for hair growth, with hair follicles extending through the epidermis and dermis into the subcutaneous tissue. Surrounding these follicles are sebaceous glands, sweat glands, and capillaries, all interacting to regulate scalp metabolism. A healthy scalp, rich in blood vessels and nerves, is essential for producing healthy hair. The sebaceous glands located in the scalp play a vital role in maintaining moisture and barrier function by secreting sebum, an oily substance that coats both the scalp and hair. While sebum provides natural lubrication and protection, excessive secretion can lead to an overly dense environment that traps sweat, dead skin cells, and external pollutants, conditions that are highly favorable for bacterial and fungal overgrowth. This imbalance can contribute to scalp issues such as seborrheic dermatitis, folliculitis, and chronic dandruff, all of which interfere with healthy hair growth. Therefore, maintaining proper sebum balance is key to both scalp hygiene and follicular health. Achieving and maintaining healthy hair requires a deeper understanding of skin structure, hair growth mechanisms, and environmental interactions. The skin covering the scalp is made up of 3 primary layers. 1. Epidermis, the outermost layer responsible for barrier protection and cell turnover. 2. Dermis, a deeper layer housing blood vessels, nerves, hair follicles, sebaceous glands, and collagen fibers. 3. Subcutaneous tissue, the innermost layer made of fat and connective tissue, which cushions the scalp and supports thermal regulation. Together, these layers form a dynamic biological shield that protects the scalp from physical trauma, harmful UV rays, harsh chemicals like hair dyes and styling products, and microbial threats. Moreover, the scalp constantly adapts to external environmental factors such as humidity, temperature, and pollution, striving to maintain homeostasis, the body's internal state of balance. For beauty professionals, understanding this anatomy is essential for creating personalized scalp treatments. By managing factors like excessive oil production, dehydration, or microbial imbalance, professionals can help prevent scalp inflammation and support an environment that promotes resilient, healthy hair growth.
The human skin, the body's largest organ, spans approximately 1.5 to 2 square meters in surface area and plays a vital role in protection, sensation, and temperature regulation. However, its thickness is not uniform across the body. It varies significantly depending on anatomical location, biological sex, and age. Certain regions, such as the soles of the feet and palms, have thick skin, while areas like the eyelids or scalp are thinner but more specialized in function. Specifically, the scalp covers about 700 square centimeters and demonstrates variable thickness depending on region. In the frontal area, forehead and top of the head, scalp thickness typically ranges from 2 to 3 millimeters, while the occipital region, back of the head, can measure between 6 to 8 millimeters. This difference is due to varying fat distribution, connective tissue density, and hair follicle concentration in each zone. Moreover, skin thickness is also influenced by gender and age. In general, men and younger individuals tend to have thicker skin due to higher collagen density and hormonal activity, particularly testosterone, which stimulates dermal thickness. In contrast, as individuals age, collagen and elastin fibers gradually degrade, leading to a noticeable thinning of the scalp and reduced resilience. This thinning can contribute to increased scalp sensitivity, dryness, and even hair loss, as the dermal layer becomes less capable of supporting hair follicles. Understanding these variations in scalp anatomy is essential for providing age-appropriate and personalized scalp care. For example, older adults may require more hydrating, anti-inflammatory treatments, while younger individuals may benefit from balancing sebum and enhancing scalp circulation. In beauty and scalp therapy education, such anatomical knowledge supports the development of targeted care protocols, helping professionals prevent scalp issues and maintain scalp integrity across different client demographics.
Understanding the anatomical structure of the scalp is fundamental to providing effective care and developing strategies for preventing and treating hair loss. The scalp consists of three main skin layers: the epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous tissue. Each layer has distinct structural and physiological functions that contribute to overall scalp health. 1. Epidermis. This is the outermost layer of the scalp. It functions as a protective barrier against environmental aggressors such as UV radiation, pollution, and microbes. The epidermis also helps prevent excessive water loss through the skin and supports the renewal of surface cells through regular shedding and regeneration. It contains keratinocytes, melanocytes, and Langerhans cells, which contribute to immunity and pigmentation. 2. Dermis. Located beneath the epidermis, the dermis is the most active layer in terms of hair follicle support. It contains blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, sebaceous glands, sweat glands, and nerve endings. These structures deliver oxygen and nutrients to the hair root, regulate temperature, and provide sensory feedback. The dermis also houses collagen and elastin fibers that give the scalp its strength and elasticity. 3. Subcutaneous tissue, hypodermis. This bottom layer consists primarily of adipose fat tissue and connective tissue. It acts as a cushion that insulates the scalp, absorbs shock, and anchors the skin to the underlying bones and muscles. The subcutaneous layer also plays a role in hormone metabolism and helps maintain overall skin hydration and structural integrity. Understanding how these layers interact allows beauty professionals and trichology students to recognize the causes of scalp conditions such as inflammation, follicle damage, or poor circulation, which are often precursors to hair thinning or loss. For example, a damaged epidermis may impair the skin's ability to retain moisture, while a poorly nourished dermis may weaken follicular activity. In summary, a comprehensive knowledge of the scalp's layered anatomy is essential for designing personalized care plans, selecting appropriate treatment products, and educating clients on how to maintain a healthy scalp and support long-term hair growth. The epidermis, the skin's outermost layer, acts as a protective barrier and is crucial for cosmetic absorption. Lacking blood vessels, it relies on the dermis for nutrients. In the basal layer, keratinocytes proliferate, forming the stratum spinosum and granular layer, eventually creating the stratum corneum, the epidermis's outermost layer. Keratinocytes undergo keratinization as they progress through the epidermal layers. Their shape and composition transform, filling with keratin proteins, ultimately becoming keratinized cells. This process fortifies the skin's protective barrier, crucial for maintaining scalp health and preventing hair loss.
The stratum corneum, the outermost layer of the epidermis, is a vital component of the scalp and skin's defense system. It is formed through the biological process known as keratinization, in which keratinocytes undergo terminal differentiation. This layer is composed of 80–90% keratin, a fibrous structural protein that provides mechanical strength and waterproofing, creating an effective barrier against external stressors such as pathogens, chemicals, and dehydration. Structurally, the stratum corneum consists of multiple layers of flattened, enucleated cells, also called corneocytes, which have lost their nuclei and organelles during the final stages of maturation. These cells are tightly packed and embedded in a matrix of lipids, forming a brick and mortar model where the cells act as bricks and the intercellular lipids serve as mortar. This model is essential for maintaining skin integrity, moisture retention, and antimicrobial defense.
During keratinization, basal keratinocytes migrate upward through the epidermal layers, while gradually losing their internal structures, including nuclei and mitochondria. This transformation into anucleate cells ensures that the outermost skin layer is composed of tough, dead, but functional cells, ready to withstand environmental exposure. Under normal conditions, the scalp sheds keratinized cells invisibly and continuously, maintaining a balance between cell regeneration and desquamation, natural exfoliation. This self-renewing cycle typically takes around 28 days, but can vary with age, hormonal changes, and environmental factors. However, when this process is disrupted due to poor scalp hygiene, hormonal imbalance, skin disorders like seborrheic dermatitis, or environmental stress, keratinocytes may accumulate on the scalp surface, resulting in visible flakes or hyperkeratosis. This indicates a dysregulation of cell turnover, which can interfere with follicular function and may contribute to scalp irritation, inflammation, or even hair loss. For professionals in scalp care and trichology, recognizing signs of abnormal keratinization is essential for selecting appropriate exfoliating treatments, pH-balanced products, and hydration strategies to restore epidermal homeostasis and support healthy hair and scalp conditions. Seborrheic dermatitis is a common inflammatory scalp condition that significantly impacts the keratinization process. It causes an acceleration of the cell turnover cycle, leading to the overproduction and accumulation of keratinocytes on the surface of the scalp. This rapid buildup of skin cells often results in flaking, itching, greasiness, and redness, especially in areas with high sebaceous gland activity, such as the scalp, hairline, and behind the ears. In contrast, the natural aging process tends to slow down the epidermal cell cycle, meaning that the shedding of dead skin cells becomes less efficient. As a result, the scalp and skin can appear dull, dry, and rough, and may be more prone to irritation and scaling. In both cases, whether the cycle is too fast or too slow, disruption in the normal keratinization process can compromise scalp health and negatively affect the hair follicles. To help restore balance, topical agents such as retinol, a vitamin A derivative, and alpha hydroxy acids, AHA, are frequently used in scalp care treatments. These ingredients work by promoting exfoliation, accelerating the shedding of dead cells, and stimulating new cell formation. Retinol also has anti-inflammatory and anti-aging properties, making it beneficial for both problematic and aging scalps. However, keratinization is influenced by many intrinsic and extrinsic factors. These include stress. Chronic stress can alter hormone levels, increasing scalp inflammation and oil production. Diet. Deficiencies in vitamins A, D, E, and omega-3 fatty acids can impair skin regeneration. Infections. Fungal or bacterial overgrowth on the scalp can disrupt normal cell turnover. Age. As mentioned, the cell cycle naturally slows with age. Seasonal changes. Cold, dry air in winter or humid conditions in summer can affect skin barrier function. Metabolic and endocrine disorders. Conditions such as hypothyroidism, diabetes, or sebaceous gland dysfunction can directly influence keratinocyte behavior. Understanding how these factors affect keratinization and scalp physiology is essential for providing customized care. By identifying the root cause of irregular cell turnover, professionals can design effective scalp treatment plans, whether the goal is to reduce inflammation, promote exfoliation, or restore homeostasis. An abnormal keratinization cycle compromises the stratum corneum's protective function, heightening skin sensitivity to external irritants. This increases the risk of developing sensitive skin, necessitating careful management to maintain skin health and resilience. The stratum corneum, also known as the horny layer, is the outermost part of the epidermis and serves as the first line of defense for the scalp and skin. It is composed of flat, anucleate cells called corneocytes, which are essentially dead keratinocytes that have undergone complete keratinization. These cells are densely packed and filled with hard keratin proteins, providing mechanical strength, flexibility, and protection from environmental stressors. This layer typically consists of 10 to 20 layers of corneocytes, though the number may vary depending on the body area, age, and condition of the skin. Between these corneocytes lies a critical structure known as the intercellular lipid matrix, which contains essential lipids such as ceramides, cholesterol, and free fatty acids. These lipids function much like mortar between bricks, sealing the spaces between cells to prevent transepidermal water loss, TEWL, and block the entry of pathogens, irritants, and allergens. In addition to lipids, the stratum corneum also contains natural moisturizing factors, NMFs, such as amino acids, lactic acid, urea, and pyrrolidone carboxylic acid, PCA. These water-soluble compounds are hygroscopic, meaning they attract and retain moisture from the environment and the underlying layers. Together, these components help maintain skin hydration at an optimal level of 15 to 20%, which is essential for maintaining elasticity, smoothness, and a healthy skin barrier. When the stratum corneum is functioning properly, it ensures homeostasis by regulating moisture, blocking harmful substances, and supporting skin renewal. However, if this layer is compromised due to harsh cleansing, aging, environmental exposure, or certain skin conditions, moisture levels drop, leading to dryness, flaking, sensitivity, and increased vulnerability to inflammation and infection. For professionals in scalp and skincare, understanding the biological makeup of the stratum corneum is critical. Proper maintenance of this layer through balanced pH products, barrier repairing ingredients, and gentle exfoliation strategies supports overall scalp health, hair follicle protection, and long-term skin resilience. The stratum corneum, the outermost layer of the skin, plays a fundamental role in maintaining skin integrity and scalp health. It is primarily made up of flattened, enucleate keratinocytes, known as corneocytes, which are densely packed and filled with hard keratin proteins. These structural proteins provide mechanical strength and help the skin resist physical friction, environmental toxins, and microbial invasion. Typically, the stratum corneum consists of 10 to 20 overlapping layers of corneocytes, which form a tightly bonded matrix that protects the underlying layers of the skin. These layers are embedded within an intercellular lipid matrix composed of critical lipids such as ceramides, cholesterol, and free fatty acids. These lipids are not only essential for the water retention capacity of the skin, but also act as a biological cement that holds the corneocyte bricks together. In addition, the stratum corneum contains natural moisturizing factors, NMFs, such as amino acids, urea, lactic acid, and salts. These hydrophilic molecules help attract and retain moisture within the outermost layer, ensuring the skin maintains an optimal hydration level of 15 to 20%. This hydration is crucial for maintaining skin elasticity, flexibility, and resistance to irritation or cracking. This layer functions as the skin's primary protective barrier, shielding the body from external irritants, allergens, pathogens, and pollutants. It also minimizes transepidermal water loss, TEWL, which, if left uncontrolled, can lead to dryness, sensitivity, inflammation, and barrier dysfunction. Any disruption in the composition or function of the stratum corneum, such as lipid imbalance, excessive exfoliation, or environmental stress, can impair the skin's defense system. This may result in scalp sensitivity, increased keratinocyte accumulation, flaking, or even inflammatory conditions like seborrheic dermatitis. Understanding the structure and function of the stratum corneum is essential for beauty professionals and trichology students. It serves as the foundation for designing effective scalp treatments, selecting appropriate skincare ingredients, and maintaining both scalp and hair health in the long term. The granular layer consists of 2 to 5 layers of flat, enucleate granular cells. These cells are rich in keratohyalin granules, which reflect ultraviolet rays. This layer also contains a barrier zone that protects against water penetration, prevents moisture loss, and helps prevent dermatitis. The granular layer of the scalp consists of 2 to 5 layers of flat, spindle-shaped anucleate cells. These cells are rich in keratohyalin granules, which reflect ultraviolet rays. This layer also forms a barrier zone, crucial for protecting against water penetration, preventing moisture loss, and reducing the risk of dermatitis.